Hello, my dears. Okay, so question number 2 from Dr. Spengler, if I'm saying that right. And I know you from Vibin' with Runs channel. Thank you for being here and thank you for a great topic. The question was, how can we help young women unplug from the matrix? Paraphrasing. And that is a very important topic. And it's funny because just recently when I was thinking about my goals for this year, I said to myself, I have to include, like, the first part of the book has to be for young girls, young women, mothers to read to their daughters on how to prepare to be a traditional woman in a modern world, you know? And it's literally going to take a few generations of teaching, women teaching young women, women teaching their daughters, and having strong fathers in the house, you know, and keeping the guidelines, basically having like a revival, you know, in order to break free from this horrible programming that we have going on, where our girls want to be strong and independent, but then they're selling pictures of their booty hole on OnlyFans for $3.99 a month. So it's just like, what? What is going on? And that literally has been the most ironic, shocking, hilarious, sad thing to me, that I want to be a doctor, I want to be this, so we need more women for that. Meanwhile, Instagram is full of nothing but ASS pictures. And I've even seen quite a number recently where they've got a sheer cover. You can see their whole breasts. I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, they've got everything. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting graphic, but you know, and then I thought, wow, whoever thought there'd be a day when you've already shown off so much that now it's like, let's just show off our lips, you know, and they pull their pants a certain way so that you can see like the outline. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really crazy. This is getting out of control, you know? Wow. And, yeah, there's no ratings there. It's just anybody can look. So, alrighty. But, I go back to Yuri Bezmenov, if I'm saying that right. He is retired. Well, no, he's not retired. He's ex-KGB. He left, defected, is that what they call it? And then he spent about 10 years speaking in America, letting people know, hey, you know, your country's been subverted and you're on your way to tyrannical rule. And everything he said is true. And he talked about the demoralization, like there was 4 steps, you know, and the new normalization and, you know, all these different things. And he said the only thing that can change this, basically a runaway train, because it's been going on since the 60s, cultural Marxism, all this stuff, pumping all this information into their soft heads, is what he said. He said we need at least 3 generations of families teaching their kids the Bible. He said Jesus is the answer, by the way, which I thought was fantastic. He married an Indian woman. But anyway, and he said that loving God is our only hope to save the society. And he said that it's going to take at least 50 years to turn things around. So that's what I would say. And my idea for the book, basically, I want to talk about how, you know, society says we need more women that are doctors and astronauts and this and that and whatever. But truly, what the world is lacking is not any of those things. We have plenty of women in these things, right? Because they don't really want to be there anyway. But we have plenty of women all over the work world, okay? Affirmative action and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, diversity hires. But what we don't have that society and the world desperately needs is mothers. We do not have mothers to raise good people. And if we look at society today, that's basically going to hell in a handbasket and absolutely lost their minds, this is because of generations now of putting your kids in daycare, putting them into the school system, and having other people raise your kids, okay? With no standards, no morals, and everybody just figure it out. Or listening to your daycare worker, you know, as a kid, talk about who she effed that weekend. I mean, you think they're really, for $10 an hour, Maybe they get paid a little more now, but, what are they talking about around your children from the time they're babies till they're ready to go to school? And then, of course, now we got the whole epidemic of crazy teachers in public schools with all their crazy gender, this, that, and the other. We just saw a friend of ours, we haven't seen in 6 years, and she's like, Radha, I don't know what to do. She's coming home saying she wants to be called Alec, and her pronouns are they and them. And I said, oh, Lord. I said, listen, hang in there. Studies show this is usually just a phase. If you don't want to call her that, don't call her that. Say, your name is so-and-so. That's what I'm going to call you. So I thought I heard someone call mom. Maybe the kids are out playing. Anyway, but, so homeschooling, I think, is a huge thing. They're certainly going to keep trying to make it illegal, but as much as possible, homeschool your kids. Like, we need a real revival where we go back to, the Word of God, living our life that way, truly serving the Lord. Because without religion, and I don't mean the man-made, control mechanism part of religion, pay me your tithes so I can buy a jet kind of religion. I'm talking about true worship of the Creator and believing in a Creator and believing in a higher purpose. Because without a higher purpose, without godliness to strive for, there's no morals. There's no right or wrong. We could live by do unto others as you'd have done unto you without religion. Okay, yeah, I get it. But still, there's really no repercussions in a man, woman, person's heart of, well, if I do the wrong thing, what does it really matter? YOLO, I got one life to live, And it is better to believe and be wrong than not to believe and be wrong, if that makes sense. So I really believe that we have to have closer family units, and you can't do that with mother and father outside the house working. And if we would stay home with our children, our men could have more jobs, so they'd have better jobs because you're taking their jobs. And you're going to get the job over them because you're a woman. Okay. And we have to get it through our heads that material things and the house that we live in and all these things, purses and shoes mean nothing. They mean nothing, absolutely nothing. And the more that we can grow our own food and be, self-sufficient and not rely on handouts from the powers that be, the better off that we'll be, because anything that they give you, they are going to control your life. And they want to be involved in raising your kids. They don't even call your kids anymore. They say they belong to them, it's really, really insane. So, homeschooling, stay-at-home moms, tight units of, godly friends. I really like the setup that Pastor Dowell has, and I'm sure he's not the only one. They're like little communes, and you grow their own chickens. They have a day that they harvest everything and, get all the food prepped and this, that, and the other. And, they have their own rules and things that they, to keep everybody in line, but everyone there is of like mind. Everyone there knows their responsibility and their role. And it's a beautiful thing. It's really, really, really nice. And it's kind of, I think technology, unfortunately, even though we have the wisdom of the world at our fingertips, it has also unleashed like Pandora's box of, the full narcissistic nature of women and all these type of things, So the least amount of technology possible, especially for children, would be great. Now I know why people didn't have TVs in their houses and things like that. I used to think like, wow, you're a little extreme, aren't you? No, they didn't want their family being programmed, So yeah, it's my hope. I want to write about it and just try to give the facts, statistics about, first of all, single mothers, how bad it is, the statistics for their children, which are terrible. And then two parents working versus a child that's raised with a mother that's home, and all the benefits of that, and it's amazing because the school system would make your child have to fit into a box where each child learns a little differently. Some learn a lot differently, and the mother knows their own child best, and can help them, so it can be done. It would take a great effort, and the true churches of God that are left, to stop preaching feminism and start really teaching the Word of God, which I'm so glad that the first and only church I ever went to taught the whole Word of God. That, Daddy's the head, he's the boss, Mama is in charge of the kids, and the kids need to obey their parents, and just there's a hierarchy and there's an order to things. So, teach the unadulterated Word of God. It says nothing about women going out, getting educations and careers, getting educations to take you till you're 28 or 30 to freaking graduate and get your PhD, and at the end of your fertility, then trying to find a man and blah, 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 and then you want to work your career for a while. And then, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So the birth rates have plummeted in every major civilization around the world, every major country that I know of, minus just a couple. Okay. And that's not good. That's not good. And societies are not built to support individual people. We're built to support families, and families are supposed to support each other. So yeah, we're not going to have enough young people working to support the elderly that need to retire. And it's just a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm going to try to write it out, get it in this book here, and, cover all these type of topics. Submitting to your husband, resolving conflict, how to cook. I got to have a chapter on that. The importance of sex in your relationship, staying healthy, staying fit. I really wish I'd understood those things better. Somehow, people just think, oh, it's just going to happen. No, it's not going to just happen. You have to make these daily habits a part of your life ASAP. Nothing is ever just going to happen. So, yeah, we can do it. And I really believe that with the support of everybody, if I can get a nice little paperback together for like $10, I've never been in it for the money. With the crazy market and the way the world's going, if I can help people and throw a little change in our family bank account, I'm good with that. At this point, I'm good with that. But it will be well worth the information, the resources, and put it out there to help people and help women and help girls, and even boys to know what they're looking for. So yeah, that's my goal. I like to just do everything as community service, but that one's not going to fly. I have to put some real effort and work into that. My husband will be like, I don't think so. You are not just going to send copies of that for free. You need to do it right. So anywho, it's all good. But I know that I'll have so much of your guys' support, and I really do appreciate that. So it really has to be good. And so far, there's quite a few different books out there, I don't know. But I haven't really found anything that was a little more easy to read and just simple chapters. Like, it needs to be simple and, not get lost in a whole bunch of words and a whole bunch of scriptures. Some scriptures are good, but, and just make it applicable. This is how to do it. This is what to do. And, yeah, so that's my goal. Yeah, and that's pretty much the best answer that I have on how to get girls out of the matrix. Red pilling, sending them content from the red pill is very, very helpful. Undead Chronic is huge. In the beginning, for me, that was one of the first ones that I was watching that I was like, wow, the amount of facts and science and statistics and information he went over was just brilliant to me. And God, how many channels has he had now? I don't even know. We're like on 25. I'm not sure. But I really appreciated his work. I even played it for some of the kids at the school, the little volunteer group that I had. I had to be careful what I chose, but it was like about how important it is to keep your virginity and not have a bunch of partners when you're young and that kind of stuff, and also for the guys, like, your resources are down here, but you're going to become more and more valuable the older you get, so don't worry if these hot girls ain't looking at you now. You just do you build yourself up, and you're going to be more valuable than they are at the same age later, so I can't start naming my list because I have a really long list of amazing content creators in the red pill and the manosphere that have changed my life, and I'm incredibly grateful for them. Certainly sent them to my kids and things like that. So that's a way to help as well, get them plugged in, and it helps us to wake up literally from the matrix of all this false illusion BS that we've been sold. And we can do anything. No, you can't, honey. No, you can't. All it takes is one emergency, a flood, a hurricane, a fire, anything, to really see how without men we would be screwed. We could not survive, okay? And if you don't have a strong man, then another man who maybe is a bad man could come over and just do whatever he wants with you. So, it's important. We need to teach girls and women how to truly appreciate, reverence, really reverence, and be grateful for the men that are in this world. Otherwise, like many men feel today, they'll just say, no, thank you. And they'll check out of society and say, go screw off. I'm not putting my life on the line for you, because why should they? So anyway, God bless all the men. You work thankless jobs, and for all the dads and the husbands and the fathers or the ex-husbands that have been put through the family court system, God bless you all. And I pray that God would give you a double blessing for your trouble. Because just the story I heard from Hammerhand earlier today, the gentleman whose wife accused him of rape, that I was crying. Oh my gosh. I mean, I've heard some bad stories, but I was like, wow. Whew. And because of the system, that woman had all that power to destroy his life, when in reality, she shouldn't have had any power at all. And like I've heard so many say, Islam's right about women. But anyway, don't ban me. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Dr. Sperling, I hope that was helpful. I know I've got just probably too many words. But I think girls need male headship, submissive mothers, and discipline. Don't spare the rod. For real. And male chaperones. I used to wonder, why do they do that? Now I know. So I hope that answered the question pretty well. And I'm going to be working on that book this year and try to get it done. No, I'm going to get it done. Not try. And I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. And it's time for Mama Radha to go do her Mama Radha duties. All right. Love you all. God bless. And Happy New Year's.